This is Tales of Swordfall.
Episode 31, Egg-Citing Deal.
Um, there seems to be a lot of people dressed up in weird robes and carrying wands and other focuses. I think Rand almost looks like she kind of belongs here. It's almost like you stumbled on, like, the campus of the magical college.
So Ryan just wearily puts on her hood again. She doesn't like being around snooty magical types. She's
Yeah.
the only snooty magical person that she tolerates. Well, snooty.
Ash, you are surrounded by what looks like other wizards.
Ash just looks really happy and be like, "This looks like my kind of place." Does he see anything that looks familiar, like where he'd know what's going on or anything like that?
Give me either a perception or an arcana check, whichever is better for you, or both.
Let's see. Both?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, that's bad.
There's a lot of stuff around.
That's pretty good. 21 for arcana.
So
Can I?
you can roll arcana if you wish, Brienne.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No, it's okay. 15. So Rand, like, some of the stuff is a little beyond you. Like, it has to do with magic. You know that some of the items being sold here might have to do with magic spells. But the way to manipulate them or what for exact spells, you don't know. Ash, you probably recognize this more than anyone else, but it's the vibrations and the flow of controlled magic. Like, it's magic that's fairly established, fairly calm, and very usable.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. You being a trained wizard and everything,
yes.
you recognize this kind of magic. It's not like that horrible wild magic that all those fairy folk like to use. This is like civilized, nice, calm,
organized. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for the snooty people.
Like, I want to know how. Actually, Rand, give me like a Constitution saving throw. I want to see how your body's reacting to this, like, confined magic.
Yeah,
It's
a little weird.
Yeah, I mean it. Like, how do you react? Like, how would Rand react if she had to, like, hold her breath for a while?
She would feel a little uptight. She's not used to magic being all presented so well, aside from me. Well, no, because I'd imagine even in the vault, there was just, like, magic items just dumped everywhere. Here it's just like a very civilized type of area here. And I imagine the areas she was in Delson were probably too ratty to have that kind of class.
Yeah, and also, elves have their own sort of magic that they use, and that's a whole different ball game there. But, wild magic, that's your thing. That's what you are. That's what you harvest. It flows through your veins.
Whee!
Binds the universe together.
Yep, exactly. It is the Force. So, Ryan, you're now a Jedi.
Yay!
Norik and Ryan. So the first thing you see is a man. He's standing in what seems to be a booth. And around this man, there looks like to be a lot of charms. And on the sign, it says, Melwig's Charms. Charms for every occasion. Need some luck? I got it here.
Nork is going to walk up to this charm man and say, "Good evening."
Ah,
Okay. I was wondering perhaps if you could tell me if you saw a mule with a cart come through here within the past couple of hours.
he gives you this look of, are you dumb? And he points to a cart with a mule being drawn. And then another. This seems like a act like the entertainment district, it seems like an active part at night.
Sorry. Did you see a baby owl bear by chance?
I don't sell those. Check down at the booth,
Okay.
2 down.
Thank you, sir.
So
Rand notices.
Rand starts getting that I need to grab stuff type of vibe when she just starts heading in here.
So she looks at the man and she's like, "So how much for these?"
Yeah, 100 to 500, depending on what you're doing.
She just gives a sour look and just walks away.
He just kind of shrugs. So you start looking around. There is indeed a man who seems to have promises of owlbears, but it seems like he's only selling eggs. And only eggs. In fact, you hear someone claim that he's selling eggs for anything. There's another booth that's that says they can enchant your sword within 24 hours. Another guy across the way says 12 hours. Seems like they're fighting back and forth when anybody looks at one of their booths. The guy with 24 hours says he does quality. The one who has 12 hours says he can do it quicker and better, which is basically the same argument either way. There are things that are actually marked for specific spells in some of these, like diamonds for specific spells or little stones. They even sell spell focuses here. Anyways, Norik, you're kind of basic.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can even.
Is there a Starbucks here? Okay, whatever.
Swordbucks?
Swordbucks,
yes.
Swordbucks.
Okay, I'm gonna just roll a dice here, and if it comes out to be higher than 10, then yes. Okay, yeah, that's a thing now.
Okay, Swordbucks.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, you just rolled a store into existence.
Yes, I
The
did.
power of the dungeon master.
It's one of those so stupid things. It has to be done. So
Yes, I'm behind
Norik
this 100%.
I'm all for it.
So while they're in the street there, Norik is, seeing the others get distracted by magic stuff, and we gotta find a cart. We gotta find the others, and I'm really thirsty.
and then that
Is that
smell,
a
that smell just hits you. That's baked goods and exotic like beverage smell of coffee, and you can smell it from like a block down. Give me either a perception or a survival check, and let's see if your nose can pick up where it's coming from.
So.
Yeah, like good enough. I mean, you start smelling it, and it leads you down like a little alleyway, and then a courtyard opens up, and there's like a nice little cafe with the words, what do we call it? Sword bucks.
Sword bucks.
Yep. And there's a nice circle logo with a good representation of the giant sword that floats over the city. There's a little chalkboard outside with specials on it. I mean, even though it's open late at night, which is the first amazing thing, but there's actually still people at it. Or actually, give me a nature roll.
All right. Not very much.
You identified like some of the humanoids. There's at least one or two that you're like, well, they're sitting down at a table. Could be a pet.
Like there's a there's a human, obviously. There's a tiefling. What is that fuzzy thing? Is that
Now, is it the big fuzzy thing or the small fuzzy thing? That's the question.
Do I know the difference?
With a 3, no, they
from
might
from a small perspective,
Yeah. Well,
it's tough to judge.
The fur, is it the furbald? The giant race that's all hairy? Maybe
Furbolg? Is it the Furbolg?
Yeah.
Furbolgs or bugbears would be.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
It could be either of those. I mean, it's just a really huge furry creature that seems to be drinking out of like a nice little porcelain white cup, or at least looks little in their hands.
Nork, friendly out of character. Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, friendly out of character tip. You're not gonna be able to tell till you get your coffee.
Yeah. Nork is like sort of slowly stepping towards the place while making loops, distancing himself around some of these odd creatures.
Yeah.
Humanoid-ish things. Just sort of like giving some side eye while walking around. Like, what is okay? Question: Is there another Swordbucks across the street?
I'm gonna say with that perception, you might be able to find another one.
Okay. It's just like I wasn't quite sure where the smell was coming from. I thought I smelled one that was, this way, but then I found one over here. I was kind of picking up both. I don't know.
Are we starting to find out that Nork's a little xenophobic?
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, what's xenophobic mean again?
Fear of strangers, mainly foreigners, but also it can be the fear of the unknown. It kind of implies in this situation.
Seeing some things for the first time can always be a little bit freaky. Not to mention the latest new type of humanoid creature that Norik saw was a lizard folk, and he watched it eat a person. So he's a little bit weirded out at the moment. That was just a little while ago.
It's been a hard day.
It's been a very
long day.
Odd day.
Yeah, I understand. You probably want a calmer place, so you end up going through the market, and people are yelling for people's attention. They're going, oh yeah, I got charms here, charms for all occasions. And there's another guy, I got magic powders, woo, and he pretty much has some glitter in his hand, and he throws it up in the air a little, and it sparks. And there's just a lot of weird things going on in here. And you start heading toward the next sword box, because apparently there's one on every corner. And you pass by a figure, all dressed in robes. And you recognize from your last kobold encounter that he has a cart, and there's a basilisk that seems to be hitched up so it can actually hold the cart.
Norik just backs up and like ducks back. Kind of, he's sort of doing, when you do a little bit of a back pedal when you notice something, like you see a snake in the middle of your path, except this is a basilisk, so it's way worse. So he kind of backpedals himself into like one of the vendor stalls by accident and like start tripping over things. It's like, oh, sorry. And he tries ducking off back down an alley away from the basilisk.
As you're stumbling away, you notice that the person has put blinders on it, so it's not gonna instantly turn people to stone. And it seems like this merchant suddenly has his eyes locked on you. They're just almost seems like blue bright lights underneath the dark hood that he's wearing.
Sorry, excuse me. And Norik's just gonna go running down the alley.
Nice. So Norik is getting scared and lost. Love it. So Brienne, Ash, you two are in this market. You two are like, you just entered into the toy and candy fair, basically.
Whee!
Ash is still a little tipsy, I think, so he's just like standing there with his mouth open, just like looking around like, whoa.
Yeah.
Brienne is just like a hyper kid in a candy store. She's jumping up and down. She's like, and she's just very happy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things here that you have only heard about. Like, you've heard two wizards like one day like passing by talking about like, oh yeah, sextants and astrology gear and all that stuff. You thought they were just talking about maybe some like freaky sex stuff, but apparently they're actually instruments.
Brienne would think that.
Yeah. And you see like people selling all sorts of focuses and gems and everything's, well, some of the things and some of the booths are labeled for specific spells, and it just, if you need magic stuff, this is probably the time and place to grab it.
Mm-hmm.
And both of you give me perception checks.
Perception.
I got an 11 total.
19. And like far down the street, you actually see two companions of yours, Alonzo and Nilgus, and they seem like they're together for some reason.
Ash is gonna start waving at them enthusiastically.
So,
hey guys, hey.
Alonzo's gonna pretend not to see him at first. Just
thank you for listening to Tales of Swordfall.
Please consider listening to these podcasts.
Greetings, listeners. Are you looking to add more D&D fun to your lineup? Then be sure to check out Party Advantage, a D&D 5th edition play podcast featuring 2 campaigns alternating each week. In the Arius adventures, you'll set off into the land of Arius. From the ancient dragon gods that created this world to the rise and fall of various races and civilizations, this land has history that stretches far into times long forgotten. Our heroes find themselves on a journey that will take them to the busy city of gnomes, the gilded halls of the High Elves, and to the deepest depths of the Underdark. Then in the Farwind saga, you'll travel with our group of anti-heroes for their suspense-filled exploits as they explore the enigmatic continent of Farwind. This is an ancient land lost to the histories of Faerun, where mystery and danger shroud the deep forest, forbidden mountains, and dark mires. Yet every risk offers tantalizing rewards to those brave enough to take them. Will these parties gain the advantage on their next encounter? Find out every Wednesday on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. See you then.
Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.